You've been to FSTEC many times before.
Absolutely.
But this is your first time as Panasonic.
That's correct.
And so how is it different for you?
Well, I've been at Panasonic 5 months, still drinking from the fire hose, so to speak. There's a lot more technology at Panasonic than I had been exposed to before. Things such as business telephone systems and security, Drive-Thru, all new stuff to me, wireless headsets. So I've had a lot to learn. I've done quite a bit of traveling, made a few trips to Japan, and really starting to get to know the technology is great.
Does that create a challenge for you that there are so many different products within a Panasonic portfolio that how do you bring them together for the hospitality industry?
Yeah, interesting question. That's exactly what I like to talk about, connected screens or connected technology, to take all of those solutions and make them an end-to-end solution for the restaurant space.
So you've just used the term connected screens. Yep. You know, what exactly does that mean?
Sure. So if you look in a typical restaurant today, there's a lot of screens. Not only the consumer device, but you've got a point of sale screen, you've got a mobile tablet device, maybe a digital menu board, maybe a pre-sale or a marketing board, an outdoor display. And so at Panasonic, we're working real hard to be very innovative to connect all those screens. So we've got a single message going to the consumer, a single message going to the employee or the manager. So it's really connecting all those screens within the restaurant.
But how does that work? No single company can offer all of the products and services. Do you have partnerships, or how does that? How do you pull it together?
Yeah, absolutely. It's through many of our own solutions. Of course, we are a large display manufacturer, point of sale display, point of sale manufacturer. But we've got a lot of partnerships as well with content development, content management, and deployment. As well as, you've got to think of the break-fix component of that on those solution side as well.
So are you, I mean, people obviously think of Panasonic as a hardware sort of company, but it sounds like there's a lot more to it, that there's services involved, there's other pieces as well.
Yeah, we like to think of ourselves as an end-to-end solution provider. So not just the boxes and move-in, we're putting a lot of thought and put a lot of innovation into the solutions that we're selling today into the market.
What are some of the things, there's obviously a large research and development group in it, and it's global. So what are some of the things that Panasonic is focused on, or they believe the future of technology is going to be?
Yeah, mobility, consumer engagement, I think those are the key things that we're investing in. Panasonic invests about $4 billion in R&D each year. It's pretty impressive. So I think on the mobility, consumer engagement, I think that's where our customers are focused, and so we're trying to focus our investments there as well.
So you mentioned that you've been to Japan a few times now. Yeah. in the new gig, and I guess you get to sort of take a look and see what's behind the scenes, what's going on. Are there some technologies that you've seen in other parts of the world that within the Panasonic portfolio that you believe will make their way to North America?
Yeah, I think something that we're testing is some facial recognition, demographic identification, which is going to be very motivating for marketing departments to find out if what they're advertising is having the impact that they were looking for. Is it bringing in the people at the right time, the right age, the right gender? Is it having the impact that they wanted?
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? So you're actually offering facial recognition to not necessarily identify the specific person, but to identify
age and gender.
The category?
Yep.
Age and gender. And then the follow-on to that is, how's that get applied?
Exactly, and I think it's really a marketing play. Marketing departments are sending out lots of coupons and offers, and we're going to be able to give them the analytics to tell them what impact it's having. Is it having the desired impact? Okay,
so that's a data play in that, and yesterday on the leadership panel we heard a lot about data plays. But you also are producing screens, you're doing order confirmation boards, you're doing a number of different things. Do you see that somehow integrating into what a person sees based upon who they are?
Yeah, absolutely. And so something we're debuting at FSTEC this year is our outdoor digital drive-through. And that's comprised of multiple components. First and foremost, our outdoor displays, which are weatherproof, vandal-proof. low temperatures, high temperatures, high bright in the industry. But we've also incorporated a camera, and that camera could be a two-way communication, a more personal communication with the consumer in the car, with the cashier potentially, face showing on the display. We've also got a component of that is suggestive ordering and order confirmation, and that could be based on items that are already on the check. It could be based on demographics or age and gender, for sure.
But do you see a reordering of the menu boards themselves based upon the analytics of who, in fact, is facing it? You know, maybe shining the camera into the car or something?
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I'm referring to. So that it could be age and gender. Maybe I'm going to display certain things on the board. If it's a car full of kids, and we identify that, maybe we want to highlight, you know, through some video interaction with the consumer, some child menu.
You might start getting into predicting the orders themselves, or what should be prepared in advance to speed up time based upon how many people in a vehicle.
That's right.
And I guess also, would you use the same technology actually down a line inside a unit?
You could, typically, just in the waiting line, if you want to identify the same thing, age and gender, and seeing if you have any impact. Was that your question?
Yeah, I just to sort of think about outside, but think about inside as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now Panasonic's a very big company, and you work in a number of areas within retail. Are there some technologies that you've seen that other areas of retail are using that you believe should be applied to the food service industry?
Well, I think lots of the stuff that comes from retail, and it makes its way into the restaurant space. Sometimes it seems like retail is maybe a little bit further advanced, especially on the mobility and the clienteling part of it, getting out there with a mobile device and interacting with the consumer in a different way, in a more personal way.
And those are things that you have solutions for?
Yes.
In those areas?
Absolutely. Yeah,
So,
we've got a lot of mobility that we're working with, indoor and outdoor line busting, consumer engagement, a lot of tableside, curbside payment. It's an interesting space.
and some of those things you take from the other industries that you work in or other parts of the world.
That's right. Some of it starts there. Now, some of it doesn't, come over to the magic mirrors and things like that, and technology is probably not going to come over to the restaurant space.
Well, you never know, right? The magic mirror being...
That's right. Well, I mean, I want to pick
for the dress,
I want to
the
pick a
clothing?
clothing item and maybe to look and see what it looks like on me without putting it on.
So if we had the right food items, we could show them the impact of the right choices and things in the menu or something.
Rob's getting NSA now.
Yeah, I'm starting to think, gee, I probably should stay away from that one. But there probably are some influencers and things that you could even do with that. Even in some of the programming, like the hotel industry does, in the mirrors and things in different places, you actually could place some things, some advertising and things like that, as well as that. So it's a pretty exciting area that you've come into. You certainly have a lot of opportunity. In your role, I'm just sort of curious, so how do you actually get to influence that opportunity? Because when you go to work for a really big organization that's global and a lot of decisions are coming from other parts of the world, what's your influence in it?
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing I've found at Panasonic is R&D definitely listens to the customers and the customer voice. And so my role in the organization is to make sure that the customer voice is heard through R&D. So everything that I've discussed with R&D, I've heard first from our customers, and they're hearing from their customers. So it's just a trickle-up effect, so to speak.
Do you have a customer council, or how do you do that?
That is something that we are going to start up. There isn't one in place today. We definitely meet with a lot of our customers, but not focused on the hospitality side, and that's something that I'm going to.
So sort of in general retail and then hospitality falls.
That's right. We bring customers from all different market segments and business segments and meet up, and we listen to them. But I'm creating something that's more focused for restaurant space.
So you're a global company. You did talk about offering global products and services and sort of being a single source supplier, even with partners in there. Is there something that you want to just talk about on the international side? How do you leverage what you're doing for clients here who expand and go globally?
Yeah, well, we want to make sure that everything we offer them here spans with them globally. Many of the national brands today, much of their focus and growth is coming internationally. So when we set up programs and solutions, we want to make sure it scales across the globe for them. And that includes help desk, break fix, on-site.
So it's more so you're packaging in the integration services and support as well for products other than Panasonic products?
Absolutely. We want to think of ourselves as hardware and software agnostic. And so whatever support we can give our customers, we'll spin up whatever is necessary to help them scale and their technology keep it up and running.